So first take down this formula, then I will give you a definition. So it means like how well all those rules, procedures which are followed in order to manage and control the corporates. Okay, that is meant by corporate governance, governing the corporate. So what are the rules formed? What are the rules set? What are the procedures they are taking? And what are the rules formed in the country in order to manage the corporate? That is called corporate governance. And then there is something called good corporate governance. So far they have not asked, but anytime there may be a possibility of asking in this way, because already good governance has been asked. So good corporate governance. Good corporate governance means it's nothing but the same way. How well the corporates are managed, how well they are responsible to the shareholders, as well as shareholders, what is meant by shareholders? Those who own that, and plus the CSR. That is corporate social responsibility. That's a very important topic. Every year, our alternate years, you'll be getting questions from this topic. So you'll also see after this, we'll see that it's a part of corporate governance only. So the CSR as well as the stakeholders interest. Now we are moving to stakeholders interest. Stakeholders means all those people who are affected by that organization or corporate, one who receives benefit and one who works there. So, and the community where this corporate is located. So that is combination of everyone, the entire people base. That is the stakeholders interest. And last one, the ethical principles should be followed by corporates now. Okay. And has to be responsible to the public. So this all included in good corporate governance. Now take definition for corporate governance. Corporate social responsibility. We'll see that. Okay. Corporate social responsibility. Yes. Right. The word governance is derived from. The word governance is derived from. The word governance is derived from Latin word. Gubernare. Governance is derived from Latin word gubernare, which means governor. Latin word governor, which means to steer. To steer. Same, inside single quotation you have to write. To steer. Means to steer. Then corporate governance, put a full stop and write corporate governance, which means to steer. That's it, full stop. Corporate governance, don't write every time corporate governance, write CG. Corporate governance was defined by corporate governance was defined by the father of corporate governance. He is the father of corporate governance, Sir Adrian Cadbury. Okay. He is the father of corporate governance, Sir Adrian Cadbury. There was some committee which was formed in his name, Cadbury Committee. So when you are studying in economy also, you would study these things. Okay, like Uday Kota Committee and all, which we are trying to form now, related to corporate excellence. Same way, this was formed in, not in India, it is in UK. Okay, Blue Ribbon Committee, Adrian Committee, all these Cadbury, we call this as Cadbury Committee. So Adrian Cadbury, 1992, he defined the concept of, he defined the concept of corporate governance as the combination of rules, comma process, combination of rules, comma process, or laws, or laws, LAWS. Rules, process, or laws by which businesses are operated, regulated, by which businesses are operated, comma, regulated, or controlled. Okay, are controlled. So now you have written what is good corporate governance. So we'll see the terms which are there present there. And before that, you write the objectives of corporate governance. Okay, objectives of corporate governance. Mention that. So first, transparency. Transparency is required to manage a corporate. Okay. So put a hyphen and write why we need transparency. It is essential for the growth. Put hyphen and write for the growth of the corporation, comma, for the growth, comma, profitability, growth, comma, profitability, and stability. So underline that. GPS, remember like that. When you're writing, no, in your exams, you have to mention these words: growth, profitability, and stability of any business. Growth, profitability, and stability of any business. Okay, then second one, competition. Second one mentioned as competition. If there is good corporate governance, then competitions will be there. So what will competition do? It will again improve the quality of the product developed, and it will also improve the growth. So put a hyphen and write quality, quality, comma, profit, comma, reputation. Okay, then third, it increases the confidence. Confidence and trust of the organization. The people's confidence and trust gets increased on the organization. Okay, so it increases the confidence. Once when the growth and the profit, not only targeting the growth and profit, but also targeting the quality and the reputation increases, then what happens? So confidence and trust on the brand, or the brand image will increase. So the confidence increases, put a hyphen and write, the brand image also increases. Okay. The brand image increases. So what happens? Value also gets increased. The value of the share price of the company in the market. Brand image of the company, of the organization increases. Okay. Then the value of the company increases. Value in the bracket, you can write the share price. Like this, you can mention. Third point, competition. Sorry, confidence. Then fourth one. This will also bring in more investment. Okay, more investment for the company. We need investors, no? Most of the companies are looking for investment only. So it will automatically lure the investors, especially the foreign institutional investors. We'll be learning that in economic session and all. FPA and FII. No, two types of investors are there, no? Yes. So this will increase the foreign investment as well as the domestic investment inside the organization, inside the corporation. So these are some of the objectives as well as the benefit of having corporate governance. Yes, you write corporate governance and good corporate governance. Anyway, they are asking the question, you can write the same answer. Okay. And if they are asking good corporate governance, especially, then you have to add some more points. What are those? CSR, when you're doing CSR, what happens? Additionally, same only, but you have to mention CSR. When you are trying to involve in CSR, in corporate social responsibility, when a corporate is operating with a responsibility towards the community and towards its employee, then what happens? Automatically, this is also question, one-time question related to CSR. The brand image will get increased. As we are having some brand image, especially you can give some examples for that. Very good. Tata is top in that. Okay, so they do, apart from the 2%, they spend more amount for CSR, to giving back to the people. What they take from the community, they are giving back. Now that is called CSR. CSR is not a charity. Previously, that was the mentality of the people. CSR means some charity work we are doing, but now it is not like that. What you have taken from the community, you are giving back to the community. So that's CSR. This increases the brand image and this increases the profit also of the company. It increases the HR base. Okay, so it reduces the operational costs. Like this, you can bring all those things inside. What are the benefits of CSR, which we are going to discuss? You can also add it here when you're trying to write about good.
What is FII?
Foreign institutional investors. Okay, just go and check what are those FPI, FII. You'll be studying in economy. I hope the class did not start. No. So for some people have started. Okay, fine, no issues. Even if it is not dealt in the class, it's your work, it's your duty. When you read in the newspaper, every now and then these terms and all will appear. Okay, so when you're trying to do any subject, collect those terms, check the meaning of those, because you are going to sit in the exam. So these terms will appear often. Right now, that's it. Corporate governance. See, all the committee's recommendation I will forward to you. We need not write here. The Uday Kota committee recommendations, class 49A, the listing agreement, LODR, all those will be forwarded. Okay, we need not discuss here. So you read it, and if you find any doubt, then you can contact. Okay. Right. Now we'll go to CSR, the last topic of corporate governance. What is CSR? Corporate social responsibility. Okay. This corporate social responsibility became a legal mandatory thing in India. So how it was made legal or how it was made mandatory? This introduced as 2% bill, okay, within the Companies Act of 2013. So India became the first country to make CSR mandatory. So they waited for very long. The companies, they themselves will be responsible for doing some responsible activity towards the community. But even then, they were not ready to contribute, except few who has their own self responsibility to give to back to the community. But others were not doing it. So what they did, they introduced this as a legal necessary. And this was introduced as a bill inside the Companies Act of 2013. And then there were insertion of some classes and some schedules. Okay, like class 35 and schedule 7, which we're discussing about the CSR. So how this 2% will be calculated? Anyone? From the profit, there are 3 conditions for that. What are those? I have given a clue for you. See, net worth, turnover, now tell the conditions. Net worth. What is net worth? Net worth means all the assets which you are having minus liabilities. What are those things which are taken as debt? You have to minus that, and that is called net worth. And you will be studying in your economic classes. And what is meant by turnover? This is 500 crore. There are conditions like this, 500 crore. Okay. Annual? Total amount of? Buying and selling. Turnover. So turnover means it's the total sales, as he says. The buying and selling done by the companies. And the net profit. The total profit generated minus taxes. All these are called as net worth, turnover, and net profit. So write the conditions. The net worth has to be, just mention the condition. That is more than sufficient. We need not go and explore what is it inside. So just to make you understand, I have explained the net worth, turnover, and net profit. Give the 3 conditions. First, net worth should be 500 crore. Okay. Net worth should be 500 crore or more. This should be the condition. Like this, everything in every way it has to come. Okay, 500 crore or more. R, put R. You need not satisfy the 3 conditions. Any one condition can be satisfied. Okay, net worth of 500 crore or more. Turnover. Turnover of how much? Guess. This is related to something, generation of business, no, sales and purchase. Of 1,000 crore or more, 1,000 crore, mention that, 1,000 crore or more. Then net profit. Any guessing? Net profit 200 crore you will generate. 5 crore or more. Okay. So everything, after minusing, deducing everything, you are holding 5 crore in your hand. That is the condition. So you just mentioned like that. So these are the three conditions which has to be checked. R, turnover, net worth, turnover, or net profit. In this condition, it has to be. Okay. Then how you are going to calculate, do the calculation? So these are the conditions for that. So just write that sentence also. That many will miss it. Please write that. Okay. Comma, put a comma. So all these three conditions, put a comma. It must be during the immediate year, during the immediate financial year, during the immediate financial year, 5 crore or more during the immediate financial year must have during the immediate financial year. That is a company which is having a profit of 5 crore or more, a turnover of 1,000 crore or more, a 500 crore or more, during the immediate financial year has to form a CSR committee. Okay. During the immediate financial year, comma, must have a CSR committee, must have a CSR committee and spend CSR committee and spend at least, mention that, at least 2%. Okay. It is not only 2%, at least 2%, underline that, and must spend at least 2% of average net profit. Okay, of average net profit earned during, of average net profit earned during the immediate preceding financial year. During the 3 immediate preceding financial year in CSR. So underline that line, it is very important. Preceding financial year in CSR. Okay. So read it. Read that line. So you have written all these three conditions, then you have to put a comma, then read that line. Yes, you. Preceding years. So that means if a company has generated a profit this year, okay, of 5 crore. Now what it has to do, it has to immediately form a CSR committee. It doesn't mean that immediately it has to spend 2% from that bucket. It has to form a CSR committee, and the next 3 years, the average of the next 3 years profit has to be spent. At least 2% of that money has to be spent for CSR. This is how they are calculating the CSR activity. Okay. That is a condition, and this will not be asked in exam, but for your reference, we have written. Okay. Now, how CSR has evolved. Okay. This is the condition, how they are calculating the CSR. So we know that CSR means a company is responsible through 3 bases. You can imagine like this. 1, it has to take care of profit also. It doesn't mean it has to leave all the profit. It has to look only after the people. It doesn't mean like that. So there are 3 P's it has to concentrate in CSR. One is profit. Okay. Another is people. The 3P of CSR, they call this as 3P. And there is another concept of CSR also. I'll explain later that. The 3 P's of CSR. 3 P's of CSR. You can put a heading like this. This is what the CSR has to focus. Okay. So people and place. So what are that? Place means the environment in which it is located. Okay. It has to be responsible for it has to be responsible to the environment where the business is located. Okay. Environment means the country where it is located, because there are a lot of MNCs which are coming inside our country also. So the country where it is located, and the place, the particular local area where this company has been located, the culture of that place has to be respected. Okay, all those has to be taken into account. The atmosphere, everything. People. People means they have to take care of the employees. Okay. Community and customers. So they are responsible to all these three. And profit. Okay. So they have to look into these three P's as mandatory of CSR. Right. So now how the CSR has evolved? That will be the question. So how in India? We are going to see what are the various phases of CSR that will make us a tabular column. Okay. Done. This one. The phases of CSR. Make this tabular column. It's important. Phases of CSR. How CSR evolved. Okay. How this idea came out. So for that, draw this table. Phases. Model. Focus. Championship. Okay, this way we will see. The first phase in this. First phase. It's around 1850s. At this time, the model is, there is no model. Okay. Self-commitment. The focus of self-commitment by okay. So this, you can see that it was very, during the since the ancient times, even when British were here, we would have seen, we would hear that the vendors, one who take the materials from the guild. Guild, you know, no, you'll study in ancient history. In history classes, you would hear about this. The experts. Now we don't, at that time, they don't have factories. They call that as guild. A group of people who will join together. They are experts in that particular field, the parters. If you find there will be a guild for pottery. And here you will find the expert people. And the one who travel from one place to another, what he will do? He will purchase a product from one person. He will take to another person. He will sell the merchant. We call them vendors, merchants. So they travel from places, one place to another. So while they're traveling, you know, at that time, religious sanctions and norms were very tightened. And you will be, you are also fearful to God. And so then what it happened, how it happened. So they used to commit to the society. They used to contribute to the religious places, donate to the religious places, or give donation to people, do charity work on their own because they are fearful to the God and they are conducting the business. So money plays with them and they have to contribute some to the society. This way, the religious has brought up certain norms and sanctions to them and they donated. So in the form of donation, this CSR started. Donation, the form of charity work. Okay, so the first phase was like this. People started donating money for the welfare of the common man, for the welfare of the community, for the welfare of the religious, structures. Especially they constructed temples because they're very fearful when they're moving through the forest from one place to another. They started donating money for the construction of temples and all. Okay, so like this way, the CSR started, and there is no championship for this. Championship means person who propagated this idea. Okay, so there is no specific model. Then during the fight for independence, okay, the next model. The next phase was during the struggle for independence. Independence. No. So this is around 1940s you can take. So probably it was like this during this phases was like this, but it started around 1920s to 1940s. This was the situation. And this was the first model. This model, no, we have written model, right? My God, what is happening with this board? Huh? Booth. So the first model is the trusteeship model. This we call as trusteeship model. Okay. R. This is called as ethical model. Any name you can use. The ethical model of CSR. Gandhi is the one who has proposed, came up with this philanthropic model. Here, self-commitment of business. The businesses. Okay. So the business, the organizations became their individual, were self-committed. Here the organization, because in 1920s, a lot of factories started getting established. In India also, you would have seen the sugar mills, paper mills like this, it started evolving. No, so that time the self-commitment of business started happening. So the trusteeship model or the ethical model was proposed by Gandhiji. And this was mainly for the social development process. Okay, for social, don't write this here only. I'm just for explaining, I'm writing. Social development that you would have seen there. Gandhi used to say that those people who are having money has to donate for the development of those who do not have to have nots. So this was the concept at that time. So voluntary contributions came. You can mention like voluntary contributions from the business. That time only this Tata and all started evolving. So Tata acquired that habit of philanthropist. He's a philanthropist. Voluntary commitment. That is why we call this as a philanthropy model also. Contribution, voluntary contribution of the companies towards the society. Okay. So it's like a charity work. Like previous also we said charity, same way. This is also like charity work of a company. Now a company started doing charity. There only construction of temples, religious structures, etc. And a few is donated to the people in the name of offering food, free food and all. But here it's not like that. They started charity work. They started contributing for the social development, like construction of schools. So taking care of the welfare of the people. Some schemes they introduced for development of the rural people, the poor people, the disadvantaged people. These types of things started happening in the name of social development. But how? Here also there is no regulations or rules to guide them. So they themselves contributed some money. Some may contribute 2% of the profit they have generated. Some may contribute 20% of the profit they have generated. It depends all on the company's shareholders. Shareholders are the sole deciding authority in this case. One who owns the business will donate some money for the development of the society. So this is again called as a philanthropy model or a trusteeship model. This was the model which was existing during the second phase. We call this as a second phase, that is during the freedom struggle. Okay. And this was the first model because previously we have not given any name for the model. Then came the third phase. Okay, third phase. Third phase, after independence. This was the period from 1947 to 1980s. Can say like that. The third phase of the CSR. And this model is called as a statist model. Statist model. Or we also call this as a business model or business approach. So here, this is the word you have to mention, corporate responsibility to legal requirements. Legal laws. They started regulating the corporate. How? Because after independence, we became a closed economy. We all know that. So once it's a closed economy, now the public ownership of corporations started happening. So public sector enterprises, public sector undertakings started increasing. So then when public, that is state, owned the company, here state ownership of companies started expanding. State ownership of companies was there. So that means we are talking about the PSUs. Now there were a lot of rules and regulations started happening because the government was strict. So they started formulating the rules like labor laws. Okay. So what are the timings the company has to operate, and how the working condition has to be for the laborers, how you have to take care of the employees. And along with this, they were also talking about the donation. The company has to contribute to the society. So everything was formulated in the form of rules and regulations except a CSR. So that was again a charity only here, but it also should be done. So the state started giving to the society through rules and regulations. Something are managed through rules and regulations, like how the disposal mechanisms has to happen, how they have to be, responsible to the society, through their business, how the quality has to be, so total quality management. These types of things has happened through rules and regulations. Right, and this was proposed by Jawaharlal Nehru, and this is why this is called a business model or business approach or status model, but the name is totally contradictory. But the state started regulating the corporate responsibility. A state regulation of corporate responsibility was there. Okay, right? Then got it? Understood? Next came the fourth phase. Fourth phase, this is during the LPG era. And you know that the period after 1990s. So this happened after 1990s. And this model is called the liberal model. So liberal model, you all know what is the situation now. So till before 1990, India was closed economy. So it was very close, did not allow any foreign companies to enter into India in the name of trade or anything, business, no market, nothing. So what happened? They started becoming a licensed Raj in the previous phase. But now it is not like that. After LPG, the economy has to get liberalized. In order to liberalize, they have to become privatized. So when the private organizations started holding over all those things, they started liberalizing the rules and regulations. And they said, corporate responsibility now is in the hands of shareholders. Corporate responsibility, okay, fall in the hand of shareholders. That means the corporate is responsible to the owners, to the shareholders. Now what the shareholders will decide, that the corporate will do. Okay. So apart from the rules, regulations, that are all different. They have separated it, and they have said that now corporate has to be responsible to the shareholders' interest. They have to first generate profit. That is the importance of corporate. And above that, after that, they can do something for the society. So this was the corporate responsibilities towards shareholders was during this phase, right? And this was given by Friedman. This was the person, not Indian. Okay, Friedman. So he has proposed this idea. He said that if a corporation is entering, we should not have lot of restrictions, lot of rules and lot of regulations, so that it will be not easy to conduct a business. And there came this model. The corporate responsibility is through the shareholders, that is the owners. The owner's interest is important than any other thing. So this was given by Milton Friedman. And the last one, there is no phase. Okay. So after the 1990s and when liberalization started, and after 2000, especially now at present, what is the status? Okay, till present, now how we are, which type of CSR we are trying to follow. So that came the last one, stakeholder model. stakeholder model. Now we are following the stakeholder model in order to bring good corporate governance. So here, corporate responsibility towards all stakeholders, towards the stakeholders. Okay, so who are those stakeholders? Huh? Yes, louder. This was given by Freeman. This was proposed by and propagated by Freeman. Stakeholders, already I told, no sleeping. It's very dry corporate governance and all, but we have to complete, no, the 6th unit. Once we complete, then we'll be in the 7th unit. Another 3 days, I think, we'll complete the ethics. Okay. 3 to 4 days, we'll do it. Yes. Freeman. Who are the stakeholders? Employees, shareholders, employees, customers, community, all those people's interest has to be taken into consideration. Okay, so this way the CSR started evolving. In the first phase, we were only talking about the voluntary commitment by individuals, the so-called merchants in the name of religion. They contributed more to the religious structures, okay, in order to safeguard themselves. That is another thing. No, in order to come out of the fear, in order to satisfy their own ego, they started contributing for the religious welfare, okay, and also to some extent to the people. But then came the second phase. In the second phase, what happened? They started, that time the company started evolving. That is around the 90s, the beginning of the 20th century. So what happened? During this period, there were a lot of small industries started popping out here and there. Now the business has to take commitment, self-commitment in contributing to the society. And this is something called as a philanthropic work. And that's how the lot of philanthropists now who are existing started evolving. So they contributed because they know that we are taking from the people. We have to give back to the people. So they started giving back to the people. This idea evolved during that time only. And even Gandhiji was talking about the social development, how company has to contribute for the development of the society. Okay, then came the next model. And after the independence, we were very constrained in thought. So we started closing our economy. We did not allow any people to enter inside. And now the state became very strong. State ownership of everything. The state took the ownership of corporations also. And in this way, PSU started evolving and expanding also. So they said that, okay, fine, now government is here. So government has to make some rules and regulations in order to regulate the responsibility of corporation towards the society. So they started forming rules and regulations. And with this, they started managing the responsibility of the corporation towards the community. Okay, so they thought in this way also we are doing good to the people, right? By managing all those internal process and procedures. Then came the liberal model. Once when privatization, that is private players started entering again, and then they started changing the formula. They said that, see, we are here, we are starting an organization, we are also contributing to the society, we are giving choices, we are giving many products to the people, but we need some benefits. So they said that, yes, corporate responsibility means here the shareholders' interest is important. What the shareholder is thinking and whatever he is giving us money to the society is okay, but he's doing good for the people. Then now, after lot of awareness, people started demanding that, you are not doing anything freely. We are also contributing for your development. We are working in your company. You are taking the resources from us. You are taking water. You are taking every resources, whatever possible, you are utilizing it. And you are not giving anything to us. You are only taking care of the interest of the shareholders. So then came the stakeholders model, where the interest of every stakeholders has to be addressed. That is this phase of CSR. That name CSR came during this phase only. Okay, so that's how when CSR is included, it becomes a good corporate governance. CSR means the contribution towards the society and community than the employees and the customers. Okay, so apart from the employees and customers who is getting benefit from you, you also should take care of the society. In this way, the CSR started evolving, and now we are in this phase, right? Done? Yes. Now, take some notes related to CSR, then we'll complete this. CSR. See, one more thing. Okay, first you write CSR, then I'll tell this. CSR is generally understood as understood as being the way. So this and all you are done, no? You have written this, no? The table of column. Okay. Because I'm not dictating the notes. CSR is generally understood as being the way through which a company achieves a balance. Being the way through which a company achieves a balance of economic, environmental and social imperatives. Economic, environmental and social imperatives. Underline that. It's very important line. There should be a balance of economic, environmental and social imperative. In the bracket you write, this is called triple bottom line approach. Triple bottom line approach. Triple bottom line approach. Okay. So we call this as triple bottom line approach, where the social, economic and environmental issues has to be addressed by the company, right? So if you want, you can draw this like this, 3 circles. Okay. So here you write 3 circles like this. You write economic performance issues. All the issues which has to be addressed. Economic performance issues like this. You have to write in the 3 slides. Okay. Economic performance issue, environmental issues like this you have to do. Economic performance issues. Then environmental performance issue down. Environmental performance issue. Social performance issue. Here we will mention this part, you will mention the stakeholders. Okay, the stakeholders. You mention a stakeholders. Inside the bracket you write government, comma, for the stakeholders. Okay, you can write government, comma, customers, comma, employees, comma, government, comma, customers, comma, employees, investors, suppliers, employees, investors, suppliers, communities, future generations. Okay, like this. I am not giving this diagram. This diagram was there in UNIDO. What is UNIDO? Huh? Have you heard about this body anywhere? Industrial Developmental Organization of UN, United Nations body it is. Okay, so there they have given about CSR. This was picked as a question for you, right? Last year, before year, this was a question. So not the same. In this way, they have not asked. We will discuss today. No, you will know that. So right here, inside the economic performance issue, you mentioned some examples. Example, market share, risk management. In this area you have, right? Okay. Market share, risk management. Market share, risk management. Okay. And in this, you write eco-efficiency, where environment and economy has combined, in that area, eco-efficiency type of things has to be taken care of. Eco-efficiency. Okay. Then below that, environmental performance, inside that circle, you write product stewardship, biodiversity, climate change related issues. Only few I am giving. Okay, no need to write all. These types of issues has to be addressed by the organization. Climate change. Right. Huh? Stewardship. Okay, like this. Then in the last circle, mention The last circle, the social performance issues, no, in that. Responsible marketing, working conditions in this area. Okay, responsible marketing, working conditions, human rights, labor laws. Like this, you have to address the issues in this area. Okay, so that's it. Under the diagram, you write. Have you completed the diagram? Simply for your understanding, you mention 2 words. That's enough. Okay, social performance issues means what and all has to be addressed. Then economic performance issues means what has to be a risk management, operational cost. These has to be taken care. And environmental performance means what issues it is going to create towards the environment, whether it is going to create a climate change, whether it's going to affect the biodiversity. Those things has to be taken. Like, you take a company which is producing face cream. Let us take like that. Everyone is nowadays, boys, girls, both are using face creams. No, don't say, because we are not in an alien planet. And except few. So like this, what happened when you are using the creams? Anna, what do you call that for cleaning your face? Scrubber or something, face wash, something like that. For that, you are just going to rub your faces, and there are small, minute granules of plastics, microplastics, we call this as. Okay, so now what responsibility this organization is going to take towards the community? The biodiversity is going to get affected. Now, this has to be addressed. No, instead of that microplastics, it can use some other alternate method. For that, they have to spend money for R&D. And that will increase the operational cost. That will increase the product cost. That will not attract the customer base. So it takes time. In meantime, it has to sustain the business. So what happens? Because of this, they are not responsible towards the environment. So this microplastics are released into the environment by every person who are taking that product from that company. And that microplastics reaches the water, the sea, and where it gets accumulated in the form of plastics, and it is also swallowed by fishes. You would have seen that biomagnification takes place. So these types of issues, we'll study in environment. Right. So below this topic, you write, according to United Nations, UNIDO, the organization, according to UNIDO, put a comma. According to UNIDO, what is that? United Nations Industrial Development Organization. Industrial Development Organization. Write the full form also. Industrial Development Organization. Put the comma and write. Now we are writing the benefit of CSR. Put a heading also if you want. Or in the side you write advantages of CSR or benefits of CSR. Okay. Advantages or benefits. If they're asking what are the advantages you are going to receive of doing CSR or involving in CSR or benefits of CSR, then also you can mention this. This was also made the question 2 years before. So developmental organization, comma, start the quotation. A properly implemented CSR. A properly implemented CSR can bring along. A properly implemented CSR can bring along a variety of competitive advantages. A properly implemented CSR concept can bring along a variety of competitive advantages. Okay, comma, such as enhanced access to capitals and market. Enhanced access to capitals and markets. Underline that. These are the advantages. Number 1. Okay. Enhanced access to capitals and markets. Comma. Put upward arrow. Don't write increase and all. Upward arrow. Sales and profit. It increases the sales. It increases profit. Okay. So it increases sales and it increases profit. Right? Shortly. Comma. Operational cost savings. Operational cost savings. What is operational cost? Operational cost savings. The day-to-day cost a company is facing, including the marketing, and the rent paying, inventory cost, all those are called as operational costs. For the day-to-day operations, the money spent by the organization is called as the operational cost. Okay, comma. Improved productivity and quality. Improved productivity and quality. Okay, comma. Efficient HR base. Efficient HR base. HR means human resource. I have written shortly HR base. Comma. Improved brand image. Efficient HR, human resource base. Efficient human resource base. Efficient human resource base, comma. What I have said? Brand image, improved brand image and reputation. Improved brand image and reputation. Brand image and reputation, comma. Enhanced customer loyalty. Enhanced customer loyalty. Enhanced customer loyalty, comma. Better decision making and risk management process. Better decision making and risk management process. Okay, and complete the CSR with one more paragraph. With that we will complete this. Risk management, what I have said? Process, risk management process. And next paragraph, CSR is not therefore, CSR is not a charity or donation. Now it is not the case. Okay, therefore, CSR is not a charity or donation. CSR is not a charity. You don't need break, no? Already I am late for half an hour, I think. No? CSR is not a charity or donation. Okay. He's very happy, huh? Charity or donation, comma. But it is a way of conducting business. Underline that line. But it is a way of conducting business. But it is a way of conducting business. Way of conducting business by which corporate entities. It's a way of conducting business by which corporate entities visibly contribute to the social good. By which the corporate entities visibly contribute to the social good. Visibly contribute to the social good. Social good. Okay, full stop. Socially responsible companies. Socially responsible companies. Responsible companies do not limit themselves. Socially responsible companies do not limit themselves to using resources. To engage in activities that increases only their profits. Full stop and continue. They use CSR to integrate. Integrate economic, environmental, and social objectives. They use CSR to integrate economic, environmental, and social objectives with the company's operation and growth. Okay, underline that line, the last line. Environmental objectives with the company's operation and growth. Underline that last line. So this is the meaning. Okay, so if CSR, a question is asked, companies, operations and growth. So if CSR is asked, CSR is not a charity, it is done by the company. It's a way of conducting a business. Now, we are not saying this, UN has said this, it's a way of conducting business. That means business can get improved through CSR. It doesn't mean the business is improved. That's why you have to give a CSR. By doing CSR, you can improve the business. How? What are the ways you can improve? You can improve the HR base. You can improve the customer loyalty. You can improve the brand reputation, brand image. That's how Tata has improved. That was the model followed by Tata. Tata was very small when they started, but how they grow to this big giant everywhere, starting from a pin, to plane, whatever you want, you can get in Tata. I'm not mocking it. Actually, they are present in everywhere, every field they entered. What is the reason? Customer base, customer loyalty is the reason. They started giving to people. People became loyal to the brand. Okay, so this is how they take from the society, gave to the society, again took lot. So this is the way that business is conducted. See, that's why I said you have to write this. Small points you make it, because you have to know what are those. See, I'm asking like this: what are the ways a CSR can be done? What are the activities which can be covered under CSR? So what are those activities which are covered under CSR? That was said under Schedule 7. I told you, no, two things were added during the amendment to Companies Act of 2013 when CSR was inducted legally. Mandatory, when it was made mandatory. That Schedule 7 started saying about those activities which has to be taken care under CSR, and what are the activities which are not covered under CSR. There is a difference. Okay, so you just put a heading: activities taken care under CSR. I'm not going to say the entire paragraph. Each and everything, they are having lot of examples under that. I'll just say the name, okay, the topic for which CSR can be used. So the activities which can be taken under CSR. First write that, the activities which can be taken under CSR. So number 1, small point you write. For poverty, eradicating poverty, hunger, malnutrition, eradicating poverty, hunger, and malnutrition. So there is a SDGs goal number 1 and 2. What is 1 and 2? What is goal number 1 and 2? No poverty, no hunger, no. Zero poverty, zero hunger. That's a goal of SDG. So when you're writing SDG goal, you can use this also. The CSR first main aim is to invest in those projects which is going to eradicate poverty and hunger and malnutrition, especially to promote the nutrition among the women and children. Okay, so promoting health care. Along with this, you add health care, okay, and sanitation. Health care and sanitation. So they have given a lot of things like in sanitation, preventive health care, contributions to Swachh Bharat course set up like this and all. CG for promotion of sanitation, safe drinking water, that and all is not necessary. But for what are the projects you can invest? Without yarning. Poverty, hunger, malnutrition, healthcare, as well as sanitation. For these, you can use the CSR. Second, education. Okay, education and skill development. Education and skill development related to that, and employment. Okay, education, skill development and employment. So what types of skills? Vocational skills amongst women, elderly, and the differently abled also should be taken care. Livelihood enhancement program. Skill development means livelihood enhancement only. All this will be covered under CSR. Third, gender equality. Improving gender equality. Improving gender equality. And measures to reduce inequality. And measures to reduce inequality. In this, all will be covered. What are those measures you can take to reduce inequality? Why inequality is there? Economic inequality is there. Social inequality is there in India. No. So what are economic inequality? What is meant by economic inequality? No equal wages. See, some people are having 5 houses. Some are not having houses at all. No house, homeless, living in the street. So this has to be balanced. For that, constructing houses. Nowadays, you can see, containment houses. Container houses are constructed by Tata. Tata is constructing the house in 20 days. You know that, Anna? We also can construct a house in 20 days. If you book, they will come wherever. Top of the hill I need. Okay, we are bringing the house. More strong than the house we are building. So it is claimed like that. I don't know. I did not live in that house. We have to check. We have to use a bulldozer. We have to check it. But they have done all the R&D and all. They have analyzed it, and then they are saying now they're claiming it. It is very strong, and you can also resell the house. In this house, you have to construct, and then you have to damage. You will destroy everything. then you will construct newly, so nothing you can take it from the house which you have constructed already, except some irons which we are using. But here everything you can resale the house completely and you can construct a new house. That way some ideas was proposed by them. So they are devising new mechanisms to give houses to the poor people also, disadvantaged people also. Setting up old age homes, setting up houses, all these will be covered here. Okay. Then safeguarding the environment. Safeguarding environment, that means everything. Environmental sustainability, ecological balance, okay, protection of flora, fauna. Nowadays companies are adopting animals, no? You know that or not? Each and every company is adopting an animal and then taking care of the protection of that animal. And also the reproduction, everything. The animal has to be, the number of animals has to be increased. In every national park they are entering, they are contributing for the development of that particular national park and the particular protection of that animal. Okay. So that's how they said for protection of flora and fauna, agroforestry. Agroforestry, and the question came in prelims also. What is agroforestry? Conservation of natural forest, urban forestry, agroforestry, like this. We have a lot of 5-6 types of forestry, social forestry. We have no. Okay. Maintaining. Yeah, in environment also, in geography also you'll study. Agriculture also is a separate topic. I don't know whether they are handled separately, but usually the environment teacher will handle the agriculture part also. Okay. Then protection of national heritage, national heritage, protection of national heritage, art and culture, no, completely all those things, including the restoration of buildings, ancient sites, all those. The sites of historical importance and all will taken care of. When you go to some national heritage site, you will find that in the site they will mention, no, Tata is managing this site. And any other company they will mention there. So Reliance is taking care of this Birla. So even the mandis which you go, Birla Mandir and all, you can go and note hereafter. There will be some company contributing for the maintenance of that site. Okay. Then see, next. Benefit of armed forces. Benefit of armed forces veterans, VETERANS. So armed forces, like widows, war widows will be there, and also some Central Reserve Police Force, all the paramilitary forces, relief funds will be there. So those people who has lost their family members who are there in the military has to be supported through some funds. For that you can contribute. That also is a CSR only. Okay. And their dependence. And next one, sports. Okay. Training you can provide, no. You can adopt a person, you can train him for the sports, for the nation, not for the international level, for the nation. Then it includes in country CSR. Okay. So nationally recognized sports you have to do, and Paralympic sports for that, anything sports related thing. Then contribute. See this is very important point. Contribution to PM National Relief Fund. That is also a CSR. Okay. Contribution to PM National Relief Fund. It's a strategy. Contributing, and then he contributes to you. Contribution to PM National Relief Fund. PM, inside the bracket you write PM cares. This is a very big issue which happened in RTA. One person filed that you give me the details about PM Care Fund. They said that it is not a public fund. We cannot reveal what is happening inside PM Care Fund. Okay, it's a society fund. So it is already there in the site. It was the details are everything given in the site. You can go and refer the site. We cannot provide, and the SBI refused it, and government also refused it. Nobody is ready to take care, and they said we cannot provide the information related to this. This is a third party. Third party is involved into it. These types of irresponsibility will happen because there is more thing like this inside that. PM CAS or any other fund set up by the central government, not the state government. Set up by the central government. Okay. For improving the welfare of the society, social welfare related that fund, if they are starting, then you can contribute to that also. Even the fund you would have heard about, the afforestation fund, CAMPA. Have you heard about this fund anywhere? Compensatory afforestation fund. What happens? A company, when it is going to establish in a rural area, you would have seen that rural area would be covered by patches of forest. So you have to clear the forest to start a company, because you get benefit when you are starting in a rural or background areas. You will get benefit in starting from infrastructure to tax relaxation. You will get a lot of benefits. So now what happens? You have to clear the forest. Now you have cut the trees. Anna. So they will say you have cut down the trees. You just deposit some money in the campa. You cut the trees? No. Afforestation fund. What is afforestation? Deforestation means you are cutting down the trees. You have done deforestation. Now in order to bring new forest, you have to deposit money. Deposit money. Okay, they will deposit in the campa fund. Campa fund was around 7,000 crore lying idle without even using. Who are those who have contributed to the campa fund? These are the people who have contributed to the campa fund. I don't know who is going to embezzle that money. Now, suddenly it will vanish. So it will also be silent. Okay, we are online. Next, contributions to incubators. Contributions to incubators are R&D projects in the field of contributions to incubators or R&D projects. Okay, in the field of science and technology, medicine, for all that research and development also you can contribute. Contributions to incubators. Incubators. You don't know what is incubator? What is incubator? Child, when it is born, before the month it has to be delivered, then it will be put inside incubator for carrying the child. Incubators are R&D projects you can contribute, and also those organizations which is funded by the central government, state government, PSUs, for that also you can contribute for R&D. Okay. Then contributions to public funded universities, IITs, IITs and all you can contribute. That is also CSR only. So contributions to public funded universities. Public funded universities. Public funded universities. Government universities, they know for that. Contributions to public funded universities, IITs, national labs, all these will include in this. Okay. Then. And mention this line in that. In the universities line, you mentioned especially promoting sustainable development goal. Especially promoting sustainable development goal. Developmental goal. Okay. Then next one, rural development projects, rural developmental or rural development project. The companies will go lay down roads, give electricity. All these things they're doing in the rural areas. All this will include in CSR. Slum area development, rural area development, then slum area development. Slum doesn't exist only in rural area. It also exists in urban area also, no. So that's why they have given slum area development. Next, disaster management. Disaster management. Have you ever visited the disaster management building here in CP? It's like a 5-star hotel. If you get chance, you go and visit. Disaster management, including, because that is the one and only body where PM will interact with the employees. PM is the head, National Disaster Relief Force. Is there? No. He will come and directly sit with you and interact with you. Now, a lot of people will come to my husband and all. They'll be asking, please find me a position in NDRF. And he said, it's very easy. There are a lot of people waiting for that. No, you have to pay a lot of money, not only money. There is something which goes behind. You have to contribute in many ways in order to enter into NDRF. What is the reason? PM will sit in front of you. You get a chance to talk to him directly. NDRF. Okay, then including relief, disaster management, including relief, rehabilitation, reconstruction, all this they can take care. Okay, NDRF contributions can be done. CSR contribution will come for NDRF. Right. So now, we discussed what are the activities which can be taken care of CSR. Now you mentioned what are the activities which will not be included in CSR. This is very important. Activities which are not included under CSR. Activities which are not included under CSR. That is a heading, okay? So now you tell me what are the activities which are not included under CSR? That and all is illegal activity. That will never get included. Number 1, activities undertaken in. Activities undertaken in. Keep this in mind. If anybody is asking or if they are asking in the exams, you should know. Okay, activities undertaken in pursuance of the normal course of business. In pursuance of the PURSUANC, pursuance of the normal course of business of the company. Pursuance of the normal course of business of the company. Underline that. Normal course of business of the company. Underline that. Okay. You're doing something to promote your business. Okay. Or to make your business easy. for easy accessibility or to your business, then you say that I have done for CSR. You cannot claim like that. So for the normal conducting of business, you are using something, the money, and you cannot claim that for CSR. Okay, second, activities undertaken outside India. Activities undertaken outside India. Okay. So only those, especially the sports you take, sportsman from India who's going to international level, you can contribute for him. But you cannot go and contribute to an international sportsman, no. One who is playing for the other country, you cannot do that. And you cannot claim this is a CSR activity, okay? Activities undertaken outside India for the development of some other country is not a CSR. Third, contribution of any amount. Very important point this is. Contribution of any amount, comma, indirectly or directly, contribution of any amount indirectly or directly to any political party. We cannot call this a CSR, but there is one loophole. Have you noted that? PM care. That is not a political party, but it's a government. Again, it's a government in power, a party in power. I can also say government means party in power, no. Don't write this and all in the exam. Then next one, activities benefiting employee of the company. Activities benefiting employee of the company. So hereafter you have to keep this in mind. You're going to do something for the benefit of the employee, of your employee, and you cannot claim that it as a CSR. Employees of the company. Okay. For the benefit of your employees, you are doing something and you cannot add this in CSR. Then next
like
one.
ma'am, EPF. Like EPF.
Yes, yeah, EPF, Provident Fund and all. Not only that, you are giving something for your employees, like constructing houses and availing some benefits to your employees. Education, sponsorships you are giving, loans and all. Then you cannot say this is the money which I offer to the people. CSR, I am doing CSR. You have to show, no, nowadays people are doing, they are not trying to follow the CSR. What they are trying to see all the loopholes and trying to escape it. So round tripping of money is taking place in CSR itself. Now, sponsorship activities, next one. For deriving market benefit. Sponsorship activities for deriving marketing benefit. Sponsorship activity for deriving marketing benefit for products or service. Sponsorship activities for deriving marketing benefit for products or services. And last one, activities for fulfilling statutory obligations. Activities for fulfilling statutory obligations under any law in force in India. Okay, under any law in force in India. Full stop. Done. With this, we have completed the 6th unit. You want 5 minutes break? Please go for 5 minutes break. We'll be meeting again after that. Fulfilling the statutory obligations. That last point you are asking, no, under any law in force in India. You want the meaning of that? Suppose the law is saying that you have to follow certain proper disposal of the product waste. Let us call like this. This is a medical company, or let us take e-goods manufacturing company. Now what happened? You are manufacturing a computer. You are responsible till that is called life cycle assessment we used to do. Till the product is disposed, the person who has manufactured it has the responsibility to take care of the destruction of it, how it is disposed, how the people are handling it. Everything he is responsible. Now what happens? He is arranging everything like that. He is giving a product. When the product is to be end, the customer want to change the product or he want to go for another product, he can resell it to the company itself, and the company will pay him money. That's called resale money. So if this happens, and he is taking care of everything, the disposal of that product, everything. For that, he is spending a lot of money, no. So it increases in the operational cost of his company. Then he cannot claim this is a CSR I have done. For that, I am doing CSR because I am protecting the environment. You cannot claim like that. Now, there is some option under the CSR like protection of environment, environmental sustainability, environmental protection. You cannot claim that under that CSR money. The people are doing that. They're adjusting the operational cost into CSR. And they're saying we have completed the CSR. At the same time, there is no operational cost. They're saying under environment, we have protected the environment. So that is why government has put up something like that, that in case of any laws or rules or regulations, something has to be done. You have to follow it. And you cannot claim that for that. Even the waste disposal, you can see the proper installation of chimneys and proper disposal of sewage inside the rivers. They're doing without any regulation. They're simply disposing or discharging the waste inside the rivers. River has certain limit of carrying capacity only. It cannot carry overload. So it will become polluted. So who are responsible for that? This are industries who are located nearby the river banks. They are responsible. So they do not have proper disposal mechanism. Now they set up, suddenly government is bringing certain regulation that this is the condition that an organization has to operate. Now what happened? They are trying to take some money and put it there, invest there, and they are trying to bring a proper disposal mechanism. For that, they are spending some 5 or 6 crores. Now what they do, they are already earning profit. They have to spend CSR. They are adjusting it from the CSR money, and they are saying we have protected the environment. That is how we use this money for the protection of environment. No, because the laws and rules suggest something and you have to follow it. It is not a CSR. Okay, like this. This is
Ma'am.
1 minute. For the employees, when you're giving it for the employees, it cannot be counted under CSR. That's why they are saying that, actually, if it is for the children's of the employees related to something which is not related to the development of the organization, it can be considered under CSR. No, not solely for the development of the company. For like example, in the company itself, the employees get some benefits, like the security benefit which they are getting. That and all will not be covered under CSR. But the other thing, like which you are saying for the education development and all, that can be considered. That can be benefit the country also. Yeah, it can. Any other doubt? Yes, someone is asking some doubt, please.
Yes, ma'am. I'm asking that if any employees dies and they are giving some amount to their family, what is this CSR or their responsibility?
It is not a CSR. It is not a CSR. So that's the money that a company has to pay. It's a responsibility of the company to take care of the employee. It's not a CSR. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, is it also employed to if private employee?
Private employees means? No, you
if
are
any private
public sector and in private also. It is the responsibility of the company. It's not a CSR. It does not include in CSR.
Okay, ma'am.
See, employees means don't confuse with the other project which is related to the employees. Employees means related to the company, for the improvement of the company. If they are doing something related to the employees, like the labor laws, which has to be followed as laws, but they are doing something related to the working conditions, improving the working condition, improving the safety mechanisms in the work, and then they are claiming this is a CSR, is not a CSR. Okay, that you have to keep in mind. So how are you feeling about ethics? Is it easy to learn? Very hard or tough? It's very simple. Thing is that only you have to predict the question in the exams. Okay, so keep that in mind. And when you're doing that, half the work is done already related to ethics. And then the rest half is in your hand. Whatever you have learned, you have to organize and put it as notes. That's it. That's how you have to write your ethics paper. That is nothing much. And in case study, it's very easy. It's like a cakewalk now for, So when you're trying to read a question, you are coming up with some answers. Then you have to produce it. That's important. Okay. So it's good. Actually, I'm seeing the progress in your answers day by day. So that's good. And you just, after this, don't leave it. You just try, do something. Continuously engage in the answer writing. No, so that habit should not go away. Even when you are starting the another subject, you have to keep in touch now and then. Not every day. Every day you have to learn that subject also, this also. Anna, then we will become fossilized. No, so that cannot happen, but you have to take it then and there. Reading, revising some topic, then related to that topic, take the UPSC old question paper, attend it. 1 or 2 questions. Okay, I am good. Now I am in touch. I can remember the facts. I can remember the keywords related to that. This is how you have to keep in touch. Otherwise you would forget after some time, 2-3 months. No, totally everything will become blank. Again, you have to start from first. So usually the companies will not contribute to the employee under CSR because there is an option. No contribution to the employees or their families is not included under CSR. So they definitely take care of the welfare of the employee. That is totally different. And CSR is totally, they do for the community only, not for the employees. They do it for the people who get benefit from them, where they have taken up. So somebody has asked that question also for me, specifically, that person near you. So he was confused in that. He is thinking that for education they can contribute and all. Actually, it's as everything. The CSR will not include the family members or will not include the employees at all. So it's better always a company will not turn towards the CSR funds towards the employees. They will have separate fund for that. How you have to revise the notes? After the class get over, you will not come in touch with this subject. So weekly once you can take. Weekly once you can keep some target, like one subject, one unit. You need not revise the entire notes. One unit you can take. One unit you revise it. You take one question from that unit. Attend it. Same way, next week you take another unit, revise it. And like this, it will take around 6 weeks. You revise all the units. In between, when the third unit you're doing, you again do the first unit. It will be very quickly you can do it because already you have done. So it takes a minutes for you to revise that. So again, do that. When you're writing the third unit, you have to combine first and third unit. Then you have to pick up a question from first and third unit, write 2 questions. Then again, like when you're doing the fourth unit, then you have to combine the second unit. Like that you have to do. It depends on you and depends on your speed, how quickly you're going to revise that and all. Okay. You devise a plan for you based on your speed, based on your efficiency, based on your concentration. Have you found out that or yet to discover? No, you're yet in discovery process. So what you have to do first before starting. So I don't know how many of you are going to give prelims. I think your academy has also started a crash course regarding that. They're very soon going to start a crash course, very fast revision courses for the prelims, which is going to come. It's good. Actually, what happens in the crash courses, you will have a fast revision about the subjects. Without studying, you cannot go to crash course. You have to study. And then revision classes, something called as crash course, where the teacher the expert in that particular field will come and revise you the concepts so that you will remember everything. Then what happens? You will also attend the test which is prepared. So now they are doing a lot of effort, it seems. They are having an expert team for preparing the questions, which along with the UPSC pattern, they will be doing it. So that is very important. And the strategy used by the, now they are asking the faculties itself doing it, to do it. The faculties knows better than the one who develops the content and all. So here they will put extra effort and they will predict what questions will come in the future. In the 2023 exam, 2023, what are the questions which are going to appear? The faculties will have some expectation. Okay, this is the question. This is how the pattern has appeared for the last 3-4 years. So this is how the UPSC is going to ask some question. This is the idea they will have. Based on that, they will be forming the question. So if you are going to give, you take the test series, that is very important of any academy. Okay, and you see when you try to take the how you have to select an academy for test series. Sometimes you take the old question of that academy, not very old. They would have improved. So last year question, how they have formed the question paper, how the question has appeared in the UPSC, how the pattern is in UPSC, how their question pattern is. If both are more or less similar, the pattern goes on. Nobody can, only God can do it. Nobody can predict the same question and bring it. And except few. Actually, the sir who's taking governance, my husband has that capability. He used to predict some questions. That question appears directly in the exam also. Not the word are same. The meaning of the question will be same. Nobody can do that. That's why I told only God can do it. Same words appearing in the exams and appearing in your paper. It's very rare. So what happens? This will you have to search in the market. You will get in the market. Which academy you want? You have to select the academy. You have to select for that. If you want to say that, I don't know about that Vajiram and all. And test series, vision, okay, it's good, I think. And if you want to take the academies questions, any academies, okay, then what you have to do?
Ma'am, you are not audible.
You take that paper, you check. And otherwise, you take contact your seniors. Are you in contact with your seniors? You have to. You take some 2 or 3 people who are already attempted the exams. No, they would have done all the collections for you. Just come in contact with them. Then ask them. They will provide you the question papers. Then you take the question paper. You ask a suggestion to them itself. Nowadays, apart from those academies which you have mentioned, others are also doing better. And nowadays they are improving because previously, see how it happened. One academy used to start the test series. They became popular because there was nothing competitive to them. Nobody was doing test series separately. So these academies started with test series. Then they became popular because they only focused on test series. That's how the name started in the market. So don't always rely on the previous name which was there in the market. You yourself has to check the credibility of that academy. Now you are learning. You are in the process. Now you have some idea about UPSC. I already told you I gave you a clue. Why you are referring some people are individual and asking the opinion of them. It varies. Take the old question paper yourself in the hand. Take that academy's question paper of the previous years. Compare it. Then you will have some idea. Okay, see the pattern is more or less similar. If you are not able to read it, then you ask the seniors or faculties. So they, I don't know, because faculties, whether they are keeping in update, I don't know about that. But seniors will definitely keep in update. They will go to various academies. They will know where it is best. They will suggest you. Then you can attempt the test series of that particular academy. Okay, this is how you have to select. Right? So 5 minutes over. 10 minutes. So yes, I'll forward a document to you. That's it. It's over. CSR is over. So I'll forward the notes. Today, I think, yeah, I'll have time. If I have time, I'll do that also. I need to do corrections for you. So in meantime, you take this. I'm forwarding this notes, you can see. See, all the units question I have put in one presentation, okay? PPT. I'm giving to the students whose numbers I am having here. Please forward to your friends also. Have you received the document? So just to open that document. All the unit questions will be here. So you can just have this as a reference. Now take the unit 6 question. So actually there's something I have brought here inside this conflict of interest, because conflict of interest was there. Okay, see the first question in 2022, one question has appeared. The pattern of 2017, this pattern appeared. Again in 2013, this pattern appeared. Okay, they will ask one question for 2 marks. So this type of pattern will appear then and there. 2022 also this question came. In that you can see conflict of interest was one question which came from this unit. So I just brought it here. And other than that, you can also see the constitutional morality, which we have already discussed previously. It was asked in 2 marks. And probity in public life will be the next unit question. Okay, then challenges of digitalization. Again, this is under the first unit. The dimensions of ethics we studied, various forms like applied ethics in that. Yes. Digital. Yeah, challenges of digitalization you have to write. Okay, then devotion to duty. Devotion to duty. This is some of the dedication, devotion, all these things you have to. So these, that I told you know, one from one unit they will not do. They will combine from all the units. They will ask some question like this sometimes. Okay, then you have to be prepared. Come to the next question. In the contemporary world, corporate sector's contribution is generating wealth and employment is increasing. Wealth and employment is increasing. In doing so, they are bringing in unprecedented onslaught on the climate, environmental sustainability, and living conditions of human beings. In this background, do you think something is missing? No. CSR is efficient and sufficient enough. You open it in your laptop, you will get the entire question. Okay. Do you now it is not visible. Do you think that CSR is efficient and sufficient enough to fulfill the social roles and responsibilities needed in the corporate work mandated? This was the question. So CSR was introduced when? In 2013 Act. 2013 Act, it was introduced inside. It became legal. And this question was expected in 2024. This question was expected, in 2023. This question was expected. So 1 year before they gave this question, 2022, whether CSR is efficient or sufficient enough. So then how you will write this question? How will you approach this question? This was the question. And then they asked to critically examine. So you have to give a balanced view, and then you have to derive an answer from that. Okay, so whether you're thinking now it has to be, so you cannot simply say it is totally waste, it is totally good. You cannot write an answer like that, but you have to give both the views. Then you have to say it is better that we have to improve that. We need something more stringent, more strictly in order to implement a CSR, because there are a lot of loopholes which are taking place inside the implementation of CSR. Okay, so as money laundering is taking place in the name of CSR, what the people do, they divert the funds to the NGOs, and the NGOs is diverting it back to the company or organization. Lot of problems. Yes, like this they are trying to manage the CSR. Okay, shell companies and all, that is totally different also. There are a lot of issues going on. In the name of shell companies, they are also taking the terrorist money inside. Money through weapon selling, terrorism, all those things. See, next question. So this was for 10 marks. So this is how you have to manage this question. Then Russia and Ukraine war has been going on for the last 7 months. Different countries have taken independent stand and action, keeping in view their own national interest. We are all aware that war has its own impact on the different aspects of society, including human tragedy. What are those ethical issues that are crucial to be considered while launching the war and its continuation so far? Okay, so question mark. So what you will write for this is the first question they have asked, and they illustrate with justification the ethical issues involved in the given state of affairs. That is the second question. First question is they have asked for 5 marks. You have to write what are the ethical issues related to war. We have discussed in the classes. Any 5 points you can give. Ethical issues related to war. What is the second question? Illustrate with the justification the ethical issues related to involved in the given state of affairs, means related to Ukraine and Russia. What is going on? Then you have to read the newspaper. That's why I told any issues. If it is coming in the current, then the newspaper updation is important. If you have done it, you would write what is the issue. As we have said that the supply chain got interrupted. Because of that, some other country, third world country, which is located very far away from these two countries, are going to get affected because of the interruption of supply chain. No availability of food grains. Again, fuel crisis may happen, food crisis may happen, inflation may get increased. Because of this, the livelihood of the people may get affected. So all this you can bring here. Then, yes. What you are about to say? You are saying something. Oil also. Fertilizers also. That I did not read. Fertilizers also. You can also add that point. Yeah. So that's how it also get affected in the market. Illustration with justification. You have to give some examples. You have to draw a chart, and then you have to justify the answer. Yes. So diagram you can do like a flow chart format. You can draw. You can take, like for example, you can draw some diagram like this. You put Russia-Ukraine crisis, then put a hyphen, then you write, then you Yeah. So you are saying that it is going to affect the livelihood of the people from some other country. Example, you can say that, as he said, the fertilizer got, export of fertilizer got stopped, supply chain got interrupted, food did not flow from one country to another country. Now this initiated the poverty and hunger got increased in the African countries. These are their justifications. That is true also, no? It came in the newspaper. We are not dreaming and giving something here. We are taking from the newspaper, picking the facts, putting there. That is justification. Okay. Yes. Then next question. What do you understand by the term good governance? Okay. How far recent initiatives in terms of e-governance steps taken by the state have helped the beneficiaries? Discuss with suitable examples. See how many questions came in 2022. All these are in 2022 only. Okay. What you will write for this? What do you understand by the term good governance? Give the definition for good governance. How far recent initiatives in terms of e-governance steps taken by the state have helped the beneficiaries? You have to give some examples. Umang, e-Seva, like this you take some examples. Digilog, how it has helped. Put a hyphen. You just write, because of this app, people are able to access the service at doorstep. Like this you have to write. How it has helped the beneficiary. That's it. Okay. Then discuss with suitable examples. That's it. So they themselves has given. You have to take the examples. You have to say how it has helped the beneficiaries. Okay. Then ethics is knowing the difference between what you have the right to do and what is right to do. Potter Stewart. Who is going to analyze this question? Decodify. Conscience. Okay, conscience. Only that is there. Ethics versus conscience. Read again and say. Ethics is something similar to conscience. You're near that, but you are missing one word in there. Law versus ethics. Law versus ethics, and that means conscience is included in ethics only. Law versus ethics, you have to say. How law is different. See, there is something, they are saying you as a guideline that what you have to do, how you have to behave in certain condition, and what is right to do. That is a difference, no? Something may be legally wrong, but morally right. We have written a statement here. Do you remember? And not all illegal acts are immoral. Not all immoral acts are illegal. That only they have given in this format. Okay, same way. You have to remember that statement. Something similar to that statement you have to write here. Ethics means you can include the conscience also inside. Okay. You have the right to do. Sorry, and what is right to do? What you have the right to do is the law. Something the law says that what you have the right to do in the society. Through some regulations they are telling you. But what is right to do is there, which comes from your conscience. Yes. So you have to write the difference between that. You have to write the difference between law and ethics. Generally, you have to give the difference like that. So they are, I told you, sometimes they ask directly. They asked directly around 2015, difference between law and ethics. Now they have asked in this pattern, same answer only are going to write. Understood? Okay, this is how the question appears. Now, 2021, you see the question. Identify 5 ethical traits on which one can plot the performance of a civil servant. Justify their inclusion in the matrix. Now, 5 ethical traits you have to mention. This also you can take from the third unit. Third unit, ethical values inside here. Yes, like this, you have to bring 5 values. You have to say why this values. Already you have written some sample answer for that. No, in classes itself. That's the way you have to give. Then, besides domain knowledge, a public official needs innovativeness and creativity of higher order as well. While resolving ethical dilemma, discuss with suitable example. So when a dilemma is happening, besides sticking to the rules and regulations and knowledge he has, he also think in a different way. So then you have to give an example for that. Take some case study. You yourself form a case study. Then you say, I will not go this way also, that way also, as a case is suggesting. I will think a different way. I'll solve this in a different way. For example, one time this happened really. Actually, these are cases which are taken on. Now and then it appears in the newspaper, or when you are interacting with the bureaucrat, you'll come to know how these people behaved. So what happened that this lady was posted there as a director of education. And then the CM of the particular state interfered in the selection process, selecting the teachers. Teacher selection has happened. Now the final list has come. Okay, the CM, you know how much influence he is in the state. He's the king of the state. Now he has called and he is asked to manipulate the results. All the superior officers also was not able to talk anything against him. This lady was not, bending to his influence. So what happened? First, initially they asked, then they will threaten. No, all forms of threats also came to her. She did not abide. Then what happened? Last, what will be the solution? One and only solution. If you're not obeying CM, then what? He is so much influence. Anna, so what he will do? Transfer. So transfer order has come. Then what she did not talk to they gave the case like this. This case was also formed related to this incident. They told that, what will you do? Will you accept the transfer order? You move to the new job. You have done your job till this. You have secured the result. But what happened? You cannot secure till last, because now transfer order has come. You take the transfer order, leave the job, go to a new job. Second, you can call your person who is going to succeed you in that place. One who is posted newly in that place, you can take the help of him. You can ask him to secure the result. Anna, till it is displayed in the public. But if you are transferred, then the one who is coming here, who is he? Who is the one who is very much close to the and he will obey to the person, the political influencer. So you cannot, it is waste talking to him. So what she did, she simply sealed everything. The result where it is told, no, that complete rack has been sealed completely. She put that what cloth, complete cloth has been encircled, and she put seal, and then put her seal and a stamp and signature, and she said it should not be opened till the date when this is disclosed in the public. Nobody can open now. You cannot simply open it publicly. No, CM has power, but something he should not do. So she left the place. She relieved from that job. She went to the new job. She joined there. Okay, this is the new method, third approach she thought in order to secure the result. Okay. It's extra whistleblowing. How will you do this in this case? You can do, but what happens here? The result will go in meantime. Yes. Which point I explained? Innovative measure. She does just answer, what I today tell. She closed it. She completely sealed it. Okay. Nobody can open it. The entire self has been sealed. Using some cloth she put, then for packing material we uses. What is that? Tape or something. She completely sealed it with that. She put a stamp. She put a signature. She said it should not be opened till the result is announced. Now the result final has been decided. That's a final result which has to be announced in the public. So still that it should not be opened. That is the last candidate list like this. And then she also, as he said, created awareness in the social media also. Everything has been shot as picture and sent to the superiors also. So this is how I secured the result. So this result has to be opened when the date comes, announcement date comes, and it has to be given to the public. This is how she did. And even that CM was very much fearful about that lady and all. He get transferred, but she is that much fearful in her approach. Okay, so she did not abide to his influence and all. Where we left, I came to unit 1. So like this, what do you understand? Ethics, this we have dealt. Identify 5 ethical traits. See, in case of a crisis of conscience, does emotional intelligence help to overcome the same without compromising the ethical and moral stand that you are likely to follow? See, that's crisis of conscience is in this unit. Emotional intelligence is the 4th unit, no? So what they have asked, in case of crisis of conscience, what is crisis of conscience? When your mind says one thing and you are doing some other thing. So crisis of conscience. Does emotional intelligence helps to overcome the same without compromising the ethical and moral stand that you are likely to follow? Okay. So when this is happening, whether emotional intelligence will help you or not. This is the question. Critically examine. You have to examine the statement. So what you will write? Ah. How will you opt for the emotional intelligence? See the question, they have asked a crisis of conscience. Does emotional intelligence help to overcome the same? Okay. So whether you will be able to overcome the crisis which is happening within you through the means of emotional intelligence without compromising the ethical and moral stand that you are likely to follow. Okay. So it should not compromise the values also, the ethical values which you are trying to follow. So whether you will be able to do that. Suppose some crisis of conscience has happened. You are emotionally broken now because your mind is saying something, your heart is saying something, but the law and rules are something made differently. So you cannot relax the law in order to give benefit to a beneficiary. Now now what happens? A crisis of conscience happens in your mind. Whether emotional intelligence will help to overcome that? That is the question. Do you understand now? So there is slight difference. We will confuse sometimes. The thing is that you see, a person who is not emotionally intelligent will always get depressed. He get dissatisfied in his job. He will not be able to concentrate in the next thing. So what happens? He may think he may come home, even then he will. That is how suicides are happening. People are resigning, running away from the job. What is the reason? They are not able to withstand the crisis of conscience. Because law says something, your mind says something. You are a human being. Laws are not like that. But in some cases, laws are good. Laws are the right thing to follow. That you will understand later why this has happened in this way. Although my mind is saying something, but the law are saying different thing. And I'm not trying to follow the mind. I'm trying to follow the law because my duty is like that. But later you will come to realize that that is the best thing you have done. But in meantime, what happens? You will get depressed. You will get completely fed up with your job. So emotional intelligence, try to rectify those mistakes, what you have done, without compromising the ethical stand also. Okay. That way you have tried. You can also predict it in the different manner. You can write as a homework, send it to me. Let me see some interesting answers there. Anna? So take this as a homework also. Right? Then next one. See, refugees should not be turned back to the country where they would face prosecution or human rights violation. This is a statement. Examine the statement with reference to ethical dimension being violated by the nation, claiming to be democratic with an open society. So they are talking about whom they are pinching. They are pinching the European countries. Where there wars and all happening. People, lot of refugees going to the countries, various other countries. So what they do, they try to send them back. They try to erect the wall. They call themselves as open society. They call themselves as democratic, but they are not openly ready to invite the people. Not India. India is doing the best. India is doing the best. Don't think like that. They are asking about the West European countries, how they are handling the refugees. They are sending them back. They are not providing them proper space to stay, food to eat. Okay, no help from the concerned countries. Okay, so that you have to address. So this, when you read the newspaper, you have to connect it with the newspaper facts, take it, fill it here. Okay? Yes, Hungary, Poland, what they have done, constructed a wall, like this. And some are also trying to use military forces, stop the people there at the border, send them back, without even giving them anything. So they travel a long way here, send again back, right? So like this, you have to take some facts from the news. When you're reading, use it here. Where we left. See, next question is an independent and empowered. So these all came in 2021. This much question came from this unit. Last 3 years, a lot of questions were from your 6th unit only. An independent and empowered social audit mechanism is an absolute must in every sphere of public service. Now we are having only at the Gram Sabha level. We have discussed, now only we are introducing social audit. But here, every sphere of public life should bring social audit. They have given a statement like that. Service, including the judiciary also, to ensure performance, accountability, and ethical conduct. Elaborate. What you will do in elaboration? Statement is given. You have to elaborate it. You have to say yes. You have to say only yes. You cannot say no. So you have to say yes, and you have to give yes, how it can be done. Yes, it will improve the performance of the judiciary also, because judiciary is an independent judiciary. No one is there to take care of the performance of the judiciary. You have to bring one. Okay, not only that, for executives, for legislatures also, there should be some social audit mechanisms. Like that, you have to write this question. Yes. Judicial services. Okay. So already we have judicial service. No, you are asking for the lower courts. Okay. So what will be the difference? Why you are asking for the judicial services for the lower courts also? pending because of the lack of appointments. So you are asking about the vacancies has to be filled. Yes. Next, what is the question? 2020. So these questions came in 2021. Now 2020, see, the will to power exists, but it can be tamed and be guided by rationality and principle of moral duty. Examine the statement in the context of international relation. Okay, so read that statement and give the meaning. The will to power exists. They are talking about the power circle, the super 5, bipolarity world, and now it is multipolarity we are saying, but there is one person who is going to dominate this world. And yeah, so we are talking like that. So the power holder of the world, everyone has this will. I have to be the one who has to dominate. I have to command, and everyone has to follow. This mentality every person has. But who will be dominating the sphere? How? Using when he is morally responsible to everyone's good, common good. That type of person will dominate and will lead the world. Example, India is doing that. And India is, why are you laughing? India is doing that. No, neighbor, you use example. See, we are Indians. We have to promote India. India has every capability to lead the world, because we are not only thinking in terms of economy, not only thinking in terms of controlling the other countries. We are thinking as brotherly good relationship. Anna, you can say, we are doing education programs, e-Vidya something. Through the online, we are coaching the African students. We are going there, like the medical healthcare we are providing to Africa. Not only that, we are having neighborhood first policy. We are not thinking about us. We are thinking about our neighbors. Which country will have this? That's in our foreign policy perspective itself. We have every ability to lead the world, because we are having ethically and moral principles towards our neighbors and towards other countries also. Okay, so we are not dominating the internet space. We can even say that we gave the Indian Ocean to common good. Vaccines, how India supported during the COVID. Not only that, you would have seen that green patenting issue which happened with related to the cancer medicines. No, green patenting, what is that? So about green patenting, not now, right? Right in your note. So green patenting means what happens? 10 years, there is some limit, no time period. Till that, the patent is used by the company which has invented that medicine, discovered the mixture of the chemical, the composition. No, you mix some composition, then you get a medicine. For that, you take a patent. And what happened? Till certain period, that patent will be with you. Anyone who is going to produce any medicine with that mixture of components, they will pay you money. They have to pay you money. That is why the medicine cost goes up. You cannot develop a medicine which is at lower cost. But India is exception in this. Whatever medicine comes in the market, India will produce. No, not that. India is producing the medicine, okay, called as generic medicines. Have you heard this name? Generic medicines means complex composition will be similar, more or less similar. Slight differences in its salt mixture. That are called as generic medicines. So in order to avoid this green patenting, you take cancer patients, they are buying medicines for higher cost. They have to spend higher cost. That's why you go to a medical shop here in our country. You go to any medical shop, they will prescribe even the pharmacist will prescribe you another medicine, generic medicine to you. The branded medicine will be very costly. The same medicine, he will say, sir, this is the same medicine. This has all composition of the same level. The salt is different, but the money price also is very different. Poor people cannot afford the same medicine. They can go 50 rupees, the tablet will be lesser than the other tablet. That is called generic medicine. What type of mentality India is having? They are giving to the poorer countries. No, poorer countries cannot afford 100 rupees tablet, one tablet. That's the daily income they earn, 100 rupees. Taking from the packet for the medicine, how will you spend? Instead, you give 1 rupee and buy this medicine. Very good. We are taking it. Even your dog bites, you go to a doctor. He will say there are two types of vaccine. You can get this vaccine also, that vaccine also. Whichever is available, you take it and come. One is generic vaccine, another one is patented branded vaccine. Okay, generic will work better than the patented brand one. You can try that. You go to government hospital, they will use generic medicines for you. And what happened? And even medical shop, if you go and ask, you show the prescription given by any doctor of your experts, he will say, you ask him, you ask the pharmacist, is there any other medicine related to this? He will give you a generic medicine. It is compulsion that every medical shop should have a generic medicines. Okay, also that they should have a sell for a generic medicine. The difference between brand medicine is the pharmacist will enjoy more benefit from a branded medicine. Generic medicine, he will not have any money for that. Because brand medicine, the branded medicines, no, you can see people carrying suitcases, walking here and there. Anna, they earn a lot of middlemen, marketing guy who takes that medicine to the pharmacist. He says, you sell this, you will get this much money. To the doctor, you prescribe this, you will get this much of the shareholding. Human styles also. Very good. That brand is producing some medicine, circulating in the market, testing on the people directly. So we are like rats. And we also willingly accept it, no? If a doctor says, yes, doctor, okay, fine. Doctor also gives free medicine sometimes. You take this one, try. Okay. Then next one, distinguish between laws and rules. Discuss the role of ethics in formulating them. Okay. So direct question, distinguish between laws and rules. They usually ask laws and ethics, but this time they ask distinguish between laws and rules. Then discuss the role of ethics in formulating them. How ethics is helping in formulating them. We said that all things started from the natural rights only. Ethics is a form of natural right. That man know what is right and what is wrong. Even the laws are formulated in that pattern only. If it is contradictory to the natural right, people will not be able to follow it at all. So in some cases, it is always, the base starts from ethics, ethical principles only. That's how the laws are formed, right? Then for that, you can also give some example like how equality, justice, all these. Man are born equal, and that's how the natural right began. So man has to be protected in an equal manner only. That is how the law is also formed. In Constitution, we do have laws for that. Okay, like this, you can give some examples. Then see, a positive attitude is considered to be an essential characteristic of a civil servant who is often required to function under extreme stress. So this I have mistakenly placed here. This comes under attitude unit. Okay, since even you can connect a 6th unit also, and you can say how he is functioning even during positive attitude. Okay, you can connect both the units. Then what is meant by crisis of, 2019 question, what is meant by crisis of conscience? Direct. How does it manifest itself in the public domain? So crisis of conscience, what is crisis of conscience. And then how does it manifest? Then you have to say, and as a civil servant, you have to follow the rules and regulations. That is the first priority. You have to conduct rules. But sometimes what happens? Your conscience is guilty. In some cases, when you're not able to follow your conscience, what your conscience is saying. Then there comes the crisis of conscience. This is how it is getting manifested. You have to give some case or some examples there. Okay? Yes. Sometimes some people resign the job and go away. This is how they take voluntary retirement. They're not able to face this. There comes a question. He's a topper. He's not able to function inside the IAS. The thing is that it is not for everyone. Now, once when you go there, you will understand the stress and the pressure you are into. Automatically, everything comes in contradiction with you. So you think in one way, the rules and regulations will speak in another way. But you have to compromise with that also, your own principles also. At the same time, you have to follow the rules and regulations. At the same time, you have to benefit the society. So you have to walk over the knife edge. Then, what is meant by the conflict of interest? 2018, there is a question. What is meant by conflict of interest? Illustrate with example the difference between the actual and potential conflict of interest. So you know what is conflict of interest? We have said that. Even in 2017, the question was there. Now, from that itself, you can take the answer. The conflict of interest in the public sector arises when official duty, public interest, and personal interest are taking priority one another. That is the answer of this question. Can we take like that? That is the answer you can give. Best answer. Conflict of interest means where all the three will come in conflict with each other. Then what is actual and what is potential conflict of interest? We already did. Something which is existing and something which will come in the future. That's a difference. So then explain the process of resolving ethical dilemmas in public administration. We have discussed now what are those way we can resolve the ethical dilemma. So the strategies which we can use, the golden rule principle, reciprocity principle, 5P strategy, these can be used here. No one will give in that angle. They will simply say some examples. They will say the resolving thing, but you can use the principles here. Okay. 2017, conflict of interest in the public sector arise when official duty, public interest, and personal interest are taking priority one above the other. How can this conflict in administration be resolved? Explain with the example. Okay, so again, they're asking how will you resolve the conflict of interest? Okay, so you have to stick to the ethical principles only. That is the only way you can resolve the conflict of interest. You have to act in the people's interest, not in your own interest. These are some of the things which you have to give here. Then corporate social responsibility makes company more profitable and sustainable. Huh? So what you will write? Now today only we discussed. CSR makes company more profitable and sustainable. Analyze. Why you can see that CSR is not only to what you're giving to the community, it is giving what you're giving for yourself. What you can bring in the UN IDO here. What UN IDO has said, when you're trying to do CSR, what are the benefits you're going to reap? Yes, it is not a charity. So the paragraph we have written, it's not a charity which a company is doing to the company. It's a way of conducting a business. This is how you have to start your answer, and you have to say that this is mainly done in order to bring profit to the company itself, right? So that's how they have asked us a question. Then, see, strength, peace, and security are considered to be the pillars of international relation. Elucidate. I told you, no, they took the mandate of UN, put it here. They said these are the pillars of international relation. We are considering this as pillars, but every country is acting in its own national interest only. But these are considered as pillars. Everyone has to aim for this: strength, peace, and security. Okay. So without commonly shared and widely entrenched moral value and obligation, neither the law nor democratic government, nor even the market economy, okay, will function properly. What do you understand by this statement? Please predict this statement for me. Explain with illustration. Anybody? See, always you have to close your eyes and think. Then you get one answer. Now, don't confuse. Don't confuse with words. Close your eyes means not like this and sit. Then answer will not come before you. You have to close all those sounds which you hear inside your mind. That's how you start your meditation. Now you have to shut your doors. I will be shutting. There will be a lot of people shouting inside, from here, your mother, from there, someone. Now shouting, like that, they will be speaking something, and your concentration goes here and there. When you shut all those doors, then you will speak to you. Your mind will speak to you. Your mind speaking is very important because that is where your knowledge is stored. Importance of CSR. Very good. So they are talking about here, not laws versus ethics. They're talking that laws only is not important. Ethics is also equally important when you are trying to make a move. That's what the question is demanding from you. Okay, not laws versus ethics. So the people's thinking has not changed. So you can say that the people has been there sticking to the societal moralities which was existing very long back. We have formulated a constitution, gave in the hands of the people, but still the people are not able to come out of that community oriented discrimination. Okay, so these things where ethical principles is important as to do their duty in order to bring inclusive society, in order to rectify all those inequalities which is happening in the society. One way he has predicted. You can also predict in another way. The meaning is this only, that with laws only you cannot do anything. You can talk with respect to a civil servant also. How ethical principles is also equally important when he is handling a people, when he is handling a person. So simply strictly disciplining the people doesn't make everything good. You can take a help of an example of Raj Yadav or some other ladies and all who have done a different task. Instead of simply sitting in the office and showing a very strict face of you, as the rule demands that discipline is very important for you. But apart from that, what they did, they also followed some ethical principles like being empathetic in nature. Now only we are including that and all. Very long back they have done it. So empathetically, compassionately talking to the people. As very recently, a person, IAS officer, what he did, in spite, so the rule says that an officer has to attend to the problems the person is bringing to him, redress the grievances of the people. Some physically challenged people has met him in the office. They came up with different issue. But this person is thinking, even for innovativeness, you can use this. This person is thinking in a different way. So instead of just availing the benefit of the social benefit scheme to these people, he empowered them. It's not the duty. Rule is not saying that you cannot do it. You can. No, they came to you. He created the awareness in the people. He said that why you are thinking that you are only have to avail the benefit of the social benefit schemes. You think that you are very strong. You feel the strength of you. He made them to take classes in the cafeteria classes. Now cooking, baking, all those classes. And then he gave permission to keep cafeteria inside the collector office itself. And these people started the cafeteria and they are earning on their own. So this type of mentality an officer is having, coming out of the rule-bound mentality, but at the same time, he is not evading the rules. You understand the difference? He is not breaking the rule. He is following the rule only, but at the same time, thinking innovatively and bringing a change in the society. This will create a change, no. This will create an impact on the society, no. So society will think, oh, what a good person he is. Trust and confidence gets increased on the government. Okay, with the help of the CSR funding, he's made them to start a cafeteria there. So this is the innovativeness which you have to use in your answers. Right. Next question, see. Laws and ethics are considered to be the two tools for controlling the human conduct so as to make it conducive to civilized social existence. Okay. Discuss how they achieve their objective. Giving examples show how the two differ in their approaches. What will you write? Very simple question. Laws and ethics they are talking, huh? How will you write this question? Anyone? I'm asking a very simple answer from you. See that question, what it is demanding. Straight question, straightforward question this is. They're asking to differentiate between ethics and law. And they're also asking you how they are jointly doing. What is the duty they are trying to do? Why we need law, why we need ethics? The similarity, why we constitutional morality. And you can also mention that word, but what is the meaning? Similarity means what? Why we are bringing ethics, why we are bringing laws? To regulate the society. Simple word. To regulate the society, to manage the society, to control the society. That's the one you are going to give us an answer. Everything. To manage and regulate the behavior of an individual only, we brought ethical principles. For that purpose only, we are also having laws. But what is the difference? We have taken the differences, 3 points or 4 points you can write related to that. That's it. Answer over. Don't complicate much for some questions. Direct answers only in some questions. Nowadays, they are asking only for 10 marks. Less in the theory part. Your pronunciation are totally different. Huh? See, actually, that doesn't mean here. Every question has its own space. You have to restrict the words. That's it. So when you're seeing the space, you know, you can calculate and then you make a mind map. Okay, this much answers I have to give there. 3 paragraphs is more than sufficient. Or one diagram, 1 paragraph or 2 paragraph will be suffix in this place. So that much I have to frame an answer. So what are the ways how I can devise it? That's how you have to. Okay. So don't complicate much. And nowadays you also get some answer sheets in the market. You can take try the writing answer in that. They are giving, they are providing in the market. You would have seen that with the margins and all. Take that and try. Huh? Then next one, see. Differentiate between the following. Law and ethics. Okay, 2015, this was a question. Direct question. Law and ethics, 2.5 marks they have given. No. Then again, in the same year, they came up with another question. A mere compliance with law is not enough. The public servant also have to have well-developed sensibility to ethical issues for effective discharge of duty. Do you agree? Explain with the help of 2 examples where an act is ethically right, but not legally. An act is legally right, but not ethically. What will you write for this? Same question only. The before question which we read, no, law and ethics are considered to be the 2 tools in determining. Same way, they have given a mere compliance with law is not enough. You also should have ethical principles. That means they are saying both has to be there in a civil servant. Now, they have asked, do you agree? Yes, you have to say yes. Explain with the help of 2 examples where an act is ethically right, but not legally, and an act is legally right, but not ethically. Do you remember the statement which we have discussed? With the help of that, giving some examples, you have to explain. Okay, then come to the next one. At the international level, bilateral relations between most nations are governed on the policy of promoting one's own national interest without any regard for the interest of other nation. They lead to conflict and tension between the nations. How can ethical consideration help resolve such tensions? Discuss with specific example. You told no, India going into Africa country, developing the African people. We are not only keeping our interest in mind, we are contributing to the society. Okay, same way we are also helping many other countries, small island countries. We are donating money. We are developing infrastructure for them. Go to the Bhutan kingdom. So the mountain kingdom, the Bhutan. How we have constructed the road there. BRI. So with the Dantec, under project Dantec, then Dalairam Jaranj Road, which was constructed by India also. India, like this. Then Sri Lanka, port development. Like this, you can give some 2-3 examples, more than sufficient. We are trying to develop the livelihood of the people. We are providing them opportunities. We are doing skill development for them. We are doing educational improvement in their life. So like this, you give some examples and mention that India is not considering its own interest. Like this, there are many other countries which is also not acting in its own interest. It's acting on the interest of another countries, okay? Developing other countries also. This is how you have to say. So why? Because we are ethically strong. Anna? So in this case, you have to promote India only. Don't feel embarrassed to promote our own country. Now, many people feel very embarrassed to promote them. No. See, we are not promoting us. Who will come and promote us? We have to be a brand ambassador of us only first. Not any other people. Na? Whenever you're trying to talk, you have to say, see, I am this, I am that, I am this, I am. Don't feel embarrassed at all. You are the one and only person who knows best about you. So don't feel bad to talk. Like same way, when you're writing in your answers, talk more about India. Right? Then there is a heavy ethical responsibility. No, we have missed one question. Public servants are likely to confront with the issues of conflict of interest. What do you understand by the term conflict of interest? How does it manifest in the decision making by public servant? Do you know what is conflict of interest? Give the definition. How conflict of interest comes? Answer is there. When his official duty coincides with his personal interest, there comes a conflict of interest. So then, if faced with the conflict of interest situation, how would you resolve it? So 3 questions you have to address. 1, you have to give the definition of conflict of interest. Then you have to say how it is coming in the coming contradictory with this official duty. Give one example there. Then how will you resolve it? How can you resolve that? Then you have to say how you are going to following the conduct rules, following the code of ethics. This way, I'll be trying to resolve this conflict of interest. Okay, I'll be dedicated. I will be devoted. Explain with the help of examples they are given. So you are taking some case or giving some examples, then you can explain. Then see, 2014, there is a heavy ethical responsibility on the public servant because they occupy positions of power, handle huge amounts of public fund, and their decision have wide-ranging impact on the society and environment. What steps have you taken to improve your ethical competence to handle such responsibility? Okay, so what they have said, what Kautilya has said long back, they have said here. What Kautilya has said long back. A person who is handling a honey part will have that desire to taste the honey. So same way, you are the person who are going to handle power, money, everything in the name of honey. So what you will do? It's the natural tendency of human being to misuse it, misuse the power, misuse the authority, embezzle the money which you have in hand. So how you have to manage this? How will you manage this? That by inducting ethical principles. Okay, that's how you have to say. Yes, what is the next question? I came very long before. Louder. Accountability. Context of public service. You know this, what measures can be adopted to ensure individual and collective accountability of public servant? We have discussed a lot of measures. In that you pick something, put it here. Okay, collective responsibility of public servant and individual responsibility of public servant can be done. Collective responsibility of public servant towards people, collective responsibility of public servants towards the department. All this you can write. Okay, so you have to mention what is accountability. Then 2013, what do you understand by the term voice of conscience? Then what do you have to write? What is conscience? That is what they are asking you. How do you prepare yourself to heed to the voice of conscience? How we are going to listen to the voice of conscience? So that's you have to mention. See, I in my life this incident has happened. Then one time I bet my brother. I was beating him. He was in pain. He was crying, but he did not tell my mother. Like this, you can write. Nobody is going to ask why. There's something which happened in your real life. Real life incident you are giving as an example. Then you can say my conscience hurted me. I was very guilty. So then I went and asked sorry to him. I never repeated this in my life. That's how I learned from my voice of conscience. Yes? Can you give that? Yes. Or any other example, whichever you feel good. Okay. So last in 2013, the question was this. What is meant by crisis of conscience? Nah, again. So how many times it is repeated? Almost 3 times they ask the same thing. No. Narrate one incident in your life when you were faced to see. They themselves ask, narrate one incident in your life when you were faced with such a crisis and how you resolve the same. Crisis of conscience. Any incident in your life. You might have thought something in the mind. Suppose you are there, you are with your family. You saw a beggar small child who is begging. You want to give some money to him, but your mother was not appreciating. She was saying that no, you should not give money. And then she dragged your hand, and you yourself is helpless. You're not able to give anything to the child. Now this was continuously affecting you. And there was a crisis in your conscience. No, I should have given him something. I was not able to do it. This type of conflicting arises. Then how you resolve it? Any example you can. In your own life, you have to give. That's it. We have completed the 6th unit. So the questions are in this type only. Again and again, same question only will get repeated, but in different format, the question will come. Do you get it? Right? So one more unit is remaining. That's a small unit only. So once we start, we will finish it. We don't know when we start and when we are going to finish. Very immediately we'll do it. Because everything revolves under only one thing, that is something called good governance, which all the other topics are connected to it. Okay. And we will start from tomorrow. Now you take so what is the right time? That or this one is the right time. So mine is faster 5 minutes, that is slower 5 minutes. Okay, then I'll manage with this. Under 15 minutes is there, no? So you take the question only. Case study. So I don't know the number. What is the number? 10. Sure. Write the number also. 10. When IAS officer Sumitra was posted as the district magistrate. When IAS officer Sumitra was posted as district magistrate, she decided to tackle at least one social evil prevalent in the district. At least one social evil prevalent in the district. At least one social evil prevalent in the district. Very recently, a lady also becoming very famous in the social media. She went there. She also took this as an example. She was started to tackle the social evil which is prevalent, the untouchability issue, which was still prevalent in the name of no entry to the temple. Now, there was some community which was not allowed to enter the temple. So she herself went, calling those community people with her. She went and asked the people to open the temple, and then she took them inside. So this type of move she has made. Have you done that? Where you have lived? Prevalent in the district. And she came to know that manual scavenging is the prime issue. Manual scavenging is the prime issue. Problem. She, next paragraph, she collected the facts and come to understand that the following are the reasons for its prevalence. The following are the reasons for its prevalence. So write number 1. Now we are going to write the reasons. Okay. Reasons for its prevalence. Why it is prevalent? Following are the reasons. Number one, incomplete rehabilitation. Focusing only on Incomplete rehabilitation focusing only on loan-based employment. Focusing only on loan-based employment. Only on loan-based employment. Second, incomplete rehabilitation focusing only on loan-based employment. Okay. Second, little or no effort. Little or no effort. Little or no effort in psychologically liberating. Little or no effort in psychologically liberating the manual scavengers. Little or no effort in psychologically liberating the manual scavengers. The manual scavengers. Okay. Third, lack of effort. Lack of effort in the social inclusion. Lack of effort in the social inclusion of manual scavengers. For every time you need not write manual scavengers, right? Lack of effort in the social inclusion. Who you have lack of effort for social manual scavengers only. Next one, inadequate focus. Inadequate focus on conversion of inadequate focus on conversion of dry toilets in rural areas. Inadequate focus on conversion of dry toilets in rural areas. Toilets in rural areas. Next one, blatant denial. Blatant denial of the existence of the practice. Blatant, B-L-A-T-A-N-T, blatant denial. Denial, no, D-E-N-I-A-L, denial. Openly, they are denying that there is no such thing. Huh? So, blatant denial of the existence of the practice. The existence of the practice. Done till this, existence of the practice. Now, we write the last paragraph. So, points over, you write as a paragraph. Sumitra also found out that the practice was, Sumitra also found out that the practice was restricted to a particular Dalit community, and the community, particular Dalit community, and the community suffered from, lack of self-esteem, social segregation, and even untouchability. Social segregation, 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 separation, no. Social alienation, we say that. Social segregation and even untouchability. Whole families were exposed to health hazards. Full stop and right? Whole families were exposed to health hazards. Full stop. Now you write the question. Whole families means the Dalit community, no, entire family will be exposed to health hazard. Families were exposed to health hazard. What is manual scavenging, first of all? Manually, you are cleaning the toilet, removing the waste, the sludge, everything, and then you're carrying on the head and you're disposing it without proper safety measures, safety gears. That is called manual scavenging. You're handling the human waste with your hands, bare hands. Right. Now, write the question. What are the ethical issues? Observed in the above case? What are the ethical issues observed in the above case? First question. What are the ethical issues observed in the above case? Put a question mark. Continue. What are the ethical issues observed in the above case? Put a question mark, then continue. Suggest measures that Sumitra can implement. To tackle this issue. Okay, these are the questions. These two are the questions. So how will you write this case? This case is something they're talking about the act which banned the manual scavenging and rehabilitation. 2003 Central Act was talking about this. That complete 1993 Act. Long back they brought an act to stop the manual scavenging and the rehabilitation of the manual scavengers has to happen. but still now there is lack of implementation. Okay, implementation issues are happening. And apart from that, there is some schemes also. Self-employment scheme for the manual scavenging is there. Still it is existing, but we are not making use of it. Okay, so there are some reasons we have given. As you can see in the case itself, there were blatant denial by the people that it is existing in their place. Okay, that the people has to first change their attitude and behavior. Then only they can rectify the mistake. No, first you have to accept that the mistake is happening. Then only you can rectify it. Second, the manual scavengers, they themselves are accepting this type of discrimination against them because it happened for long years. So they are now it has been imprinted in their mind. Yes, they are born for that only. That is why they are getting involved in this. And another cause may be due to incomplete rehabilitation. Even though they are coming out of that, they're not getting a good opportunity, job opportunity. Then how they will sustain their life? How they will improve their life? No. So that are the reasons. And another few reasons you can see that even the health hazards you are facing there. So here I want two types of answer. One is what are the ethical issues involved. Tomorrow I'll discuss another pattern for you through this case. That's why I've given this case study. I'll introduce another pattern for you to use it in your exams. Okay. Along with that, the second part is the same. You can do in the same way. How and all you are going to address the issues. Each and every issue. See, one issue, the major issue is manual scavenging. Related to it, there are several sub issues. Each and everything has to be addressed separately. So that way you have to frame an answer. Got it? Got it? So we have 5 minutes time then. Huh? Yes. So what do you have to do? Everything you have to use persuasion. NGOs, awareness campaigns through them. We can bring the help of the banks, bank-led SHG. That's why I told bank-led SHG is very important here for microfinance system. You have to strictly implement instrumental conditioning. We say this as those who are breaking the rules has to be punished severely. Those who are trying to overcome this, those helping to overcome this has to be rewarded, has to be propagated in front of the people. See that person has contributed this much for helping these people. Now, not money only. He's completely his time, everything is contributing, he is involving in certain movement. He's trying to create awareness among the people. These types of things has to be brought. Okay, so these are some of the measures you can have to discuss. So for that, you have to take the help of second unit, fourth unit, emotional intelligence. You take some keywords from that, you frame the answers, you try to give the answers. So last 2 days answers I'll be correcting today and sending it to you. Right. So try to write the answer for this question also. Try from your side. Tomorrow we'll discuss, especially the first part we'll do here. Okay. Yes. Thank you all.